It was May 2015. I was about to begin one of the most exciting and memorable trips of my life. My dad, two good friends, and a guide were deep in the wilderness of Alaska on a bear hunt. We each had 40-pound backpacks on our back, carrying all of our camping gear, our bedding, our food, and our ammunition. I was beyond excited. We had to take about a 2-hour hike to get to our camping location, where we would set up our tent and then set out to hunt black bears. After we had been hiking for about an hour and a half, we came to a river. Our guide pulled out an inflatable raft and informed us that we would have to cross this river. Now, it was a very cloudy day, with the temperature being around 35 degrees, and the wind was blowing like crazy. Needless to say, I was incredibly nervous to cross this glacial river that literally had small chunks of ice from a glacier floating in it. Think Titanic. As the guide and I began paddling across the river, the wind picked up considerably and began blowing us downriver towards the rapids. There was nothing we could do. I remember the fear I felt as we were headed right towards a rock emerging from the water. We hit the rock and our raft overturned, and instantly my breath left me as my whole body was enveloped in this glacial water. I frantically swam to shore, knowing that I didn't have much time. I was scared for my life. Eventually I made it to shore, and even managed to save my backpack that had fallen in as well. As I stood on the shore, shivering and soaking wet, fears of hypothermia entered my brain. Due to the rocky terrain, I still had to walk another half-mile to reach our campsite before we could start a fire. Thankfully, our guide escorted me quickly to the campsite, where he built a fire for me to thaw out. The rest of the trip was nothing compared to the fear that I felt the second I hit that water. Not even being in the woods, surrounded by bears, or getting the opportunity to hunt them. No, that fear of freezing cold water, piercing my skin, and the breath leaving my lungs will stay with me forever. I've heard people say that they don't fear death. Well, neither do I. But nearly drowning in a glacial river, I'll take a pass on that.